What are we packing up for, Roops?
We're off to Canada to see orcas from our kayaks.
Oh, they're coming this way. They're going to come right out in front of us here. Our 3.5-week wildlife-focused trip began in Heathrow Airport.
Okay.
We greeted Peggy. Out of the way!
These little things. North Face. It's quite heavy.
Checked in our luggage. Compared watches. Before Dad struck up a strange relationship with a robotic Hoover.
Oh, you were lucky. You were a lucky puppy.
He wanted to take it to Canada with us, but Mum wouldn't let him. Oops.
If your device does get lost, please do not move your seat, but do let your crew know.
If you want to see one animal in Canada, what is it going to be?
Animal. Orcas. Yeah, orcas.
Everyone else watching films on the plane. I'm watching The Godfather.
You're watching The Godfather?
And Roops is just sat there, just watching the plane fly over England.
It's the best movie there is because it never ends.
After a 9-hour flight, we touched down in Vancouver.
So much better than mine now.
Really? Picked up our Mustang. Look at the alloys on her. And headed straight to Subway.
How's that one there? So what is that sort of mayo?
Whilst Mum was botching up her order, Dad was asked to tend to something that paid him a little more attention than the Hoover. He's got a dog. Again, he asked to take the dog with us. No, he doesn't want to know, mate. The owner robustly refused. It was a blustery ferry ride over to the islands. Peggy barely made it. But she just managed to grasp onto the handrail. The gale force winds seemed to have catapulted Mum and Peggy back into the Stone Age.
That looks fine to me. I'd be...
I know.
We headed to the world famous Walmart to stock up on supplies. Before the 4-hour car journey to our first destination, Campbell River. Some were too excited to sleep. So after 36 hours, we finally arrived. The view of the river. How's it looking? You can only just pop your head over the top. We scanned the river for whales, with no success. So we got an early night to start afresh the following morning.
Here.
So the sun is just peeping over the horizon. There's the lone kayaker about to go on his maiden voyage, and here I am with my binoculars looking out, trying to see some orcas. Any sightings of any orcas or whales yet, Roots?
Not yet, but I do feel it in my bones that today is going to be a big day with a big sighting. Cheers.
Have a look. Oh, that's quite good. That's really good, actually.
It is.
Raccoon. Nice one, Roots. That afternoon, we headed out onto the water. And caught our first glimpse of what we had travelled here for. We've just seen two... Yeah, see that seagull directly beneath that? We've just seen two, probably three humpback whales. So we're just following them now. What do you reckon our chances are of seeing them again, Roots?
Well, we'll see some at some stage, definitely. So those ones seem to be a slow cruise past, 4 or 5 blows, shallow surface blows, and then flukes come up and they deep dive. But there'll be more, I'm sure.
Unfortunately, we didn't see the humpbacks again, but there was plenty of other wildlife on show. The saltwater Strait of Georgia is rich with a variety of fish. This osprey taking full advantage. Whilst a group of common mergansers employ their own method of catching a much smaller species. A bald eagle wants in on the action. Missed. It tries again, this time appearing to be weighed down by a fish too heavy to carry back to the beach. And forced to let it go from the grips of its talons. Third time lucky, it had its lunch. In the nearby woodlands, a woodpecker was on the hunt for insects. Whilst a red squirrel was undertaking some housekeeping. Out from the water popped an American mink. Which then patrolled the rocky shoreline. Turkey vultures circled menacingly overhead. as the last of the evening sun disappeared. After a 2-hour drive, we arrived at our second location, Hidden Cove Lodge. Orca and bears had clearly been seen here before. A few hours spent looking out to sea produced nothing, before Mum spotted something on the shoreline.
I'm going as quietly as I can. I know I'm going. Oh, he's walking away from us. He's really close. So the bear's just here.
The black bear patrols the shoreline. On the search for his next meal. He surveys the area. Before continuing his foraging. He turns over rocks looking for crabs and mussels. Nothing here. This time, he hoovers up a few small crabs. A crow accompanies him, scavenging for leftovers. Before using his huge paws to turn over a much larger rock. Something catches his attention in the woodland behind him. Another black bear. it clambers down the tree. Leaps onto a nearby fallen branch. And slowly makes his way down to the shoreline. Straight towards the other black bear. Although these bears are not territorial, they will defend their source of food. The next day, we decided to focus our attention on the water. Doesn't get a lot more relaxing than this. Sat looking out for whales. Although we spent about 6 or 7 hours today. Haven't seen any humpbacks or orcas. Still time though, perfect light, no wind. Mum, Peggy and I looked out from the shore, whilst Dad was out on his kayak. We waited. And waited. Until suddenly, I can see them, they're coming straight across the bay here. Orca. A large pod consisting of around 12 individuals. One of the males rises to breathe. Dwarfing Dad with its huge 6-foot fin. In British Columbia, there are 2 different ecotypes of orca. The northern residents, which usually live around Vancouver Island, feeding exclusively on fish. And transient orcas, who travel between California and Alaska, preying on marine mammals including seals, porpoises, and other whales. Although resident and transient orcas share the same territory, they never crossbreed or engage in social interactions. ensuring each population's feeding habits, genetics, and vocalizations remain within the family. Every orca pod has its own distinct set of calls. These are not used or understood by other populations of orca. This particular pod is part of the fish-eating northern resident population known as the B1 pod. Led by the 76-year-old matriarch, Scarlett. Between 1964 and 1995, she has had 7 calves, 6 of which are males. In 1987, an orca known as Yakulta was born. Easily identified by its collapsed dorsal fin. The pod continues east, and Dad returns to shore.
Ropes. Paddling with a pod of orcas, how's that?
So I was out there a mile out just by myself. Me and the orcas saw them coming up, small fins first, and then the male's fin comes up, and it just keeps on going up.
Why do you reckon his fin is like tilted over? Because I've only seen that in like when they're in captivity.
Yeah, I don't know. Injury probably, maybe fighting with others. But quite exciting seeing the blow, the spray of the blow go up. And all from Puff and Pig too.
Were you not a bit worried that they were going to destroy your boat?
Well, I was a little bit. You probably saw as I was approaching, and of course you're not allowed to go that close. I was just thinking, I felt a little bit, I think vulnerable is the word.
Vulnerable.
There was a whole hodgepodge of fin sizes, as usual. I didn't really take it in the other side because my excitement centres were sort of fizzing and popping and blowing. So I'll only really know when I review the photographs later.
Let's have a look at those shoes.
Oh, they're pretty goofy. These are my indoor Crocs. I didn't even have time to put my outdoor Crocs with the big lugs on. So these are my house Crocs. They shouldn't be out there looking for orcas.
The excitement had only just begun, as the following day we prepared for our kayaking trip.
6:30 in the morning. We're staying in a Holiday Inn. There's Dad, and there's Mum getting ready. We have got a 6-day kayak trip. Here I am again. And we're not seeing civilization for 6 days. Roops?
What do you think about my sporty onesie?
Oh, you look like an orca. You're going to fit in nicely. Actually, no, you look like a white-sided dolphin. How are you feeling about the 6-day kayak trip?
I'm very excited, actually. I've just been told to be quiet, haven't we?
Oh, because they're speaking too loudly?
Yeah, that'll be you, I suspect.
Probably.
I'm very excited. Funny enough, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know why, but very excited.
Cool, let's have some brekkie.
Let's do it.
And that's my packing. Look at these shoes. My feet are definitely not that wide. They're the right length, but I mean, who has feet shaped like that? I've got my GoPro very professionally tucked in a sock. Some nice boxes over there, my binoculars, and also my camera's in there as well. I got my coffee ready to go. Weather outside is overcast, but no wind whatsoever, which is what we like for kayaking. So, camping out in tented accommodation that's provided for us, and also no showers for 6 days. So Peggy is in there having her final shower. Missed it.
Would you believe
Peggy,
that?
what did you
We
spot?
just said.
How many were there? 2 or 3?
That's what she wanted.
They've gone in there.
We can go home now. Let's turn around and go home.
Yeah, trips off. Cancel.
Looking snazzy.
They're quite wide, aren't they?
Yeah, mine are quite wide as well though. Just arrived in our tented accommodation.
When we're done with this chat, you're gonna go and...
Our group consisted of 2 Americans and 11 Brits, led by 3 guides. The Canadian icebreaker went down a treat.
Hey guys, why should you never sign a contract with a whale?
They may preach it!
Whilst the British approach received a mixed reception.
How do you circumcise a whale? You send down 4 skin divers. Just to bring it down a bit. Oh, that's great.
We set off on our first paddle around Swanson Island.
Hi. I'm having a really nice time. It's absolutely stunning.
We returned to camp and watched the sunset.
Can I touch this song?
Oh, you look so scary. It looks like you're blind. His eyes.
A little blind mice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Night.
Night, sleep badly. I think you're under pressure.
The following morning, Peggy heard the blow of a humpback,
He's under pressure now.
It was really, really close.
Did you hear it?
which we struggled to see through the thick fog.
That's a rock.
It's going to be a good day. Look, it's suddenly clearing.
The Brits were making a great first impression. As Dad articulately summed up the British weather.
The thing is, you're used to the extreme weather conditions of Chicago in England. It's sort of in the summertime it's damp and warm, and in the wintertime it's damp and sort of slightly less warm.
But he was right about the sea fog, which began to clear. We were off again.
You can't just turn around. Do you know what?
Was she whittering on the back?
You know
Is anybody listening?
It is in here just in the summer months usually.
Oh, that's funny. So all the
That's it. Perfect speed, thank you. How'd you find it, Mum?
Really great. A bit chilly now, but getting into dry clothes and getting in a vodka.
Double vodka?
I think so.
Yeah. Peggy, one for you?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
Henry, definitely.
Roops, a little bit chilly?
Well, yes, I am, and I do feel a little bit fatigued, to be quite honest.
See you, Becky.
That evening, a humpback whale swam past,
See ya.
Is that one that looked at
Oh my god.
and we got an early night ready for an early start the following day. Although Peggy and I were up much earlier than we had anticipated. So I was just getting up to go for a wee, and as I was going for a wee, I could hear a load of blows right in close to the shore. And it must be a pod of orcas just slowly going past, and I really can't see them. It gets light in about an hour and a half, so I'm just going to sit on this rock, wait for a little bit of light, and hopefully the orcas will still be here. So we've got a pod of dolphins going past 50 yards from the shore. And then, about 600 metres away, a pod of orcas. We're just waiting for it to get light. I reckon it's another half an hour before it gets light enough to film, and hopefully they're still here. But the pod had disappeared by sunrise. That morning, we were shown our route for the day's paddle.
Here, to Swansea, that's where we are. Spend 2 nights here.
Whilst Dad made sure he had the correct wetsuit boots.
Oh, I remember those in London.
Confirmed.
Me and Sean.
Is there something fragile here?
There's nothing fragile in there.
Awesome.
There's some smelly socks, so watch out.
Ooh, I'm not gonna open it then.
We packed up for day 3 on the water and stretched out to avoid any strains.
Do you do free-fall parachuting? It's a good practice for that.
So we're just getting ready to do a 45-minute crossing. We're going to be crossing over there, and there's a lot of humpbacks blowing in that area. So hopefully it could be an opportunity to get super, super close to a humpback whale. Oh, what are you bringing me? Blueberry bar, lovely. Cheers.
A humpback surfaced in the direction we were paddling.
It's coming this way, isn't it?
Getting closer and closer.
The humpback was coming our way. After it took a deep dive, we waited to see where it would surface next. But we didn't get the close encounter we were after. So we continued with our crossing. Before then making an even longer crossing through the famous Johnston Strait to our second campsite. Suddenly, a large pod of orcas surfaced in front of us. The race was on to get back to the campsite, grab my camera, and attempt to film the pod before they moved on. Northern resident orca. Hunting salmon using echolocation. They send out a series of clicks. Allowing the orca to detect fish 500 feet away, which then reflect back to the whale, creating a clear picture of their surroundings. The orca are accompanied by a pod of white-sided dolphins, who realise these orcas pose no threat, recognising their friendly calls. The orcas rise to breathe. Before a familiar individual emerges. Eucolta, the male with the disfigured fin. Part of the B1 pod, which we encountered a few days earlier. They dive. They work together to catch and feed on the salmon. Before the whole pod rise as one in an unforgettable encounter.
Like a beaver, you just can't stop doing the wood thing.
An improvised xylophone was created.
What's the mileage?
As we took it in turns guessing our distance paddled that day.
What's the mileage? In the GPS. No, we've got to guess.
He's always wanted to slash the guitar.
The answer is, it's 5.5.
Although once again our sleep was interrupted. Oh my god. I look tired. Didn't get much sleep because the orcas were just blowing so much during the night. Really, really close in. And one of the guides thought that they might have used the stones here on the beach as a rubbing beach. Here comes Roops. And I was really hoping that wake up this morning and they'd still be here, but they look to have moved on, which isn't surprising really, given that they've been here for so long. But there was so much tail slapping, so many blows going on last night. Roops?
Yeah.
You didn't get up for the blows last night, did you?
I didn't. I enjoyed them from the quietness of my bed, and it just went on and on for a couple of hours maybe, just blowing and unbelievably loud. Like that. They sounded so close, but I expected they weren't that close particularly. So really, really extraordinary experience. And once or twice with the blows of the whale in the middle of the night, with the sound of the call of the passing loon in the background.
sea lion. One of the many predators feasting on the abundant salmon population. And humpback whales. Ton giants which fish in the sound. A pod of white-sided dolphins swam past our camp. Before the clouds rolled in, and we retreated to our tents. By nightfall, the clouds were replaced with clear skies. We awoke to the sound of distant humpback blows and bird calls.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that's better.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
No, that's just water.
It was our last day on the islands, and we packed up, ready for our final paddle back to Telegraph Cove.
Oh yeah, he's just a young one, isn't it?
We had one final game of Guess the Mileage.
It's 43.3!
Before saying our goodbyes.
I thought it was.
Tim and Tabby joined us at our next destination, Alder Bay.
lack of wildlife is
A short walk produced no bears.
yeah. And you can tell it's not the carotid.
Before Dad made friends with Arnie and Lynn, an American couple who kindly transformed their fishing vessel into a wildlife tour boat for the day. Lynn spotted a pod of white-sided dolphins in a playful mood. While riding the ship. I might have about 4. Go on, Roops, get him! A large colony of sea lions were hauled out on the rocks.
I'm too zoomed in.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
That's amazing, what a finale.
Before an incredible close encounter with a humpback whale.
There it is.
Did you see that? That was so close.
Our final stop was a week spent on Main Island.
At berth number 4.
I think I actually quite good.
It actually looks sick. That guy from Mario Kart with a mustache. Oh God, they look like swimming goggles, just a little bit smaller. There he is. Captain Bird's Eye.
Aye, Captain.
Should we give him a bit of food?
Yummy. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And this last bit. Yes.
That's so lovely.
We need some more. We need some more.
You as well.
Good Tim, good Tim. Great technique, Tim.
Okay. Oh, brilliantly done. Just let it take it now. Soft grip, soft grip. Thumb out of the way, and that's it. And just let it take it. Brilliantly executed, Tim. Well done. Amazing.
Cucumber.
No, that's jalapeno.
Cucumber.
Jalapeno. Is it jalapeno? I don't want to get that.
Amazingly, just beneath our lodge lived an elusive and secretive mammal, and was without doubt one of my favourite creatures I've filmed to date. I'll leave you with this short sequence. Thanks for watching. North American river otter, hunting on a low tide. This female is equipped with thick, protective fur to maintain warmth, with a narrow body and flattened head for streamlined movement in the water. She dives in search of fish and crabs, holding her breath for up to 8 minutes at a time. Before diving again. This time choosing to eat her catch on the rocks. She heads back into the ocean looking for a more substantial meal. And emerges with a large red rock crab. Still desperately trying to defend itself. She flips it onto its back. Game over. Only the shell and pincers remained. After a few hours feeding, she swims to shore. Clambers over the rocky shoreline. And returns to her den for the night. The following morning, she heads back out to sea. Only this time, she has company. She's joined in the water by her 2 pups. Learning how to catch prey for themselves. One of the pups seems to have the knack of it already, whilst the other one returns empty-handed. Again. And again. Its resilience finally pays off. But the battle isn't won yet, as the eel wraps itself around the pup's nose, before making its unlikely escape. Once full, they make their way into shore for some rest. The wary mother checks her surroundings using her acute sense of smell. Deeming it safe to venture out beyond the shelter of her den. she scent marks the area to communicate territories and reproductive status to other nearby otters. Before the three of them head back out to sea and continue fishing into the night. These pups will likely stay with their mother for another 6 months before they will be forced to find their own territory, a mate, and one day, raising a family of their own.